What is up, guys? Sharpwind here! That was a horrible, horrible intro. Anyway, what's up? Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make a block breaking animation in mine-imator. Now the way I got this idea is from you guys actually. Here's how things are going to go now. Below this video, in the description, there will be a link where you can join my Discord server. In my Discord server, you guys can suggest tutorial ideas for me to do. Once a few of these ideas pile up, I'm gonna open up the announcement channel and make a poll. The poll will have the options for you to choose from the tutorial ideas that you guys suggested. And the winning idea will get featured on this channel. So I've done this, and the block breaking idea won. So today I'm gonna show you how you can make a block breaking animation. Simple! Now let's just get started. If I just move my webcam down here. Anyway, I'm in mine-imator already, and I'm gonna add a block. So here it is. I was thinking I was gonna break like a cobblestone block or something, so I'm just gonna set a keyframe with a cobblestone block in the center of the world. Why not? Then I wanna make an animation, just something that breaks the block, so be right back, you'll see what I mean in a second. Okay, I've done something retarded. Now, first of all, I'm too lazy to actually make a human mining this. I'm sure you're capable of doing that. Just, you know, move him so he mines them. For the tutorial's sake, I only animated this tiny little pickaxe. And because it's already derpy enough, I decided to make it even derpier. Look at this! So this is what we're working with right now. If you've ever played Minecraft, you probably know there's like this tiny animation of blocks on the cracks going all the way over the block or something. Yeah, we're gonna make that actually, and after that we're gonna make a particle effect and the block dropping down on the ground. This is pretty simple actually, yeah. So, if you want to get all the textures, first of all, I'm gonna make a new folder on my desktop, call it textures. You don't need to do that, you can store them anywhere you want. I'm doing this because I like to keep my things organized. Now, open up your mine-imator folder, you should get this. Disclaimer, this method works in any version of mine-imator, even the old ones, community build, 1.1.4, any version of mine-imator at all. I happen to be using 1.1.2 because I have a few unfinished projects in 1.1.2. I will upgrade to 1.1.4 after I finish all my projects. But note, this method works in all versions of mine-imator. Now, open up the data and the Minecraft. You should have this, 1.12.2 or whatever version that is. You're interested in this little file here, which has the books icon. Right click it and open it with WinRAR Archiver. I will give you a download link for this program in the description below as well, in case you don't have it. Most people do. I recommend you have this because it gets very handy to open stuff like this. Once you have it, it should look like this. You get an assets in the pack. Open the assets folder, then the Minecraft, then textures, and then open up the blocks. In here, you're gonna search for these destroy stages from 0 to 9. Browse them and, of course, drag them out into wherever you want your textures to be. This is why I have this textures thing. This shouldn't remove them, but copy them so you can't mess anything up, so that's good. If I open up the textures folder, I have them right here. Destroy stage 0 all the way to 9. So they're all here. That's perfect. Now if I open up mine-imator, I'm gonna add a new cube. I'm gonna log the cube onto the cobblestone so they are in the same place. If you rotate the camera, you can see them glitching a bit. I suggest you do this. While selecting the cube, click this custom rotation point thing and change this Y value to 0. Now the cube has a custom rotation point in the center, but we moved it down. So change the position of the cube, this Y value, change that to 8. So now it's in the same place as before, but it has the rotation point from the center. Now what I want to do is I want to scale the cube up just a bit, 1.01. So now if I move the camera around, this cube isn't glitching anymore. So that's basically what I wanted to do. So now they're not interlaced, but now they have a free space where they can move from, so you don't get any visual glitches in your animation. Now click the texture, browse for one of these. I'm gonna go with 1. So now you see there's a little crack in here. There's a little crack on your cobblestone. Now if I open this, you can animate the texture in each keyframe. So what you can do is, let's say we have a crack appearing every 7 ticks on the timeline. The first tick should obviously be invisible, then it will appear when it reaches this keyframe, then move 7 ticks forward, make another keyframe, And now if we try to browse for a new texture, we don't have it in here because we haven't imported it into mine-imator yet. What we could do is open up the mine-imator project we're working in. So projects, block breaking, this is the project that I'm working in, and copy the rest of the images in here. So now the files are in here. Okay, I didn't copy them, I moved them, so I'm gonna copy them back. Now I have them in both of my folders. This is, you gotta be careful about this. If I try to do it now, let's see, still not, because they're not imported. So what I want to do is click this cube again and browse for a new texture, destroy stage 1. Click on this, browse for new texture, destroy stage 2, until you have all the textures in, like this. Okay, I got all the textures here as needed. Now I'm gonna select the destroy stage 0, so we're back at the same point, but we have the textures imported, which is great. Go to the second keyframe and open this tab. Now you have all the destroy stages. Simply select the next one, and now if you see this, the cracks will start to appear. Move 7 ticks forward, make another keyframe, select the next one. Move 7 frames forward, make another keyframe, select the next one. There, I've done everything. Now, I think I'm missing a few frames, so I want to extend my animation. Just like that. So, move 7 frames forward, and on the final frame, make everything invisible. What we have done right now is this. That's great so far. Don't mind the weird pickaxe thing. Look, it looks so derpy. Anyway, when we get to this point, the block that we're using, the cobblestone, actually broke, but it's still here. So we gotta animate the block. Simply what you can do is make a keyframe at the final point, close the texture, we don't need that. And here you can scale it down. 0.2. I think this looks like the size of a Minecraft item cube. I think you can do whatever you want here. I just chose this. And maybe rotate it a little bit. That's it. That's all you need to do. Then, if you play the animation, you can see this happening. We don't want that. So, select the first frame of the cobblestone and go to the keyframe and select this instant transition. What that does is it's gonna hold the position all the way to the end, and then finally, at the very end, it's gonna snap to what we set it right here. That's it. Okay, I want the pickaxe to stay up when it's mined, so it doesn't go back down. That's personal preference. Then the block should simply fall onto the ground and carry on. But wait, here's when I'm gonna complicate things, just because I can. I want to keep the rotation equal all the time. So I'm going forward, and I'm gonna create like a nice rotating animation. This is too fast. Okay, make a slower rotation. This is, I'm happy with this, even though I'm not, but I gotta be satisfied with it. So, this. I want the cube to fall onto the ground with an eased motion, but keep the rotation linear. So, if you know my channel, you know what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna put the cobblestone in a folder, call the folder cobblestone so I don't get confused, and make a keyframe here, make a keyframe here, make the cobblestone fall onto the ground, and ease this motion. So this happened right now. Perfect! So what's happening here is that this cobblestone has a linear transition and it's giving off the rotation. So it's always going to be rotating with a linear transition. This folder is actually only moved up and down, and it has an ease-in transition, so it starts slowly and falls onto the ground. They don't disturb each other because one has the Y position and the other one has the Y rotation. Position and rotation don't interfere with each other, so you can have multiple transitions and have it simple. Now, what I want to do for a nice, item, I want to move it up a bit, like go forward in the timeline, move it up a bit, go forward in the timeline, move it down again. So it's like bobbing, it's like Minecraft items. Then select both of the keyframes and give it an ease in and out. So it goes up and down smoothly, just like any Minecraft item would. Now the final thing we need in order to make our block breaking animation, look at this. I mean, it looks so nice. You can't say it's not nice. Anyway, the final thing we need is the particles. Add a new particle spawner. You can lock this onto your cobblestone as well. Move it 8 units up, so now it's in the center because we're gonna use that later. Name the particle creator break or something. Now, once you have this, open up the particle editor. Tick off this spawn constantly, so now it's only gonna spawn the particles once. We're gonna spawn 50? No, that's too much. We're gonna spawn 30 particles. We're gonna summon the particles in a region around the creator, but this region is too big. So select a cube. It's gonna summon them in this cube. In this big giant cube, the particles are gonna summon. So decrease the size of the cube until you reach the size of this cobblestone. I believe that's exactly 16. This is the size of a cobblestone. So the particles are gonna spawn in the region of the cube. The bounding box is the ground. You'll see exactly why. The ground is 0 in my case because we're on flatlands. This ground is 0. Leave this as it is. You should check out my particle tutorial if you want to understand this better. Now, destroy particles after 1 second after they spawn. If you're playing Minecraft, you should know what that is. Now select your particle. None of the particles on this image suit me. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna modify this. So open up the mine-imator again, mine-imator folder, go to data, Minecraft, and open this folder with WinRAR once again. Now open up the assets, Minecraft, textures, and in here, open up the particle folder, this one. And I want to copy this particles.png into my textures. It's copied, so I have them in the mine-imator folder and in the new one. Don't move it, but copy it. You don't want to lose this or else your mine-imator is gonna break. So now I want to open this particles image with paint.net or Photoshop or any other software that supports transparency. Paint.net is completely free and it's a great program to do such small things. I use it, I still use it even though I have Photoshop and other things. Paint.net is great. Now zoom in on the image, and now we need the cobblestone texture as well, so I gotta do all this again. Okay, cobblestone, got it. Move this in the textures folder, close everything up again. I should think forward in this. Open up the cobblestone in paint.net as well. I got it here. Now what I want to do is select a small piece of this cobblestone, click this add union on here, so now any selection I make will add on to the selection that I have. So I want to select like a weird shape, like so. I'm happy with this. Copy this with this icon up here, open up the particles and simply paste it over any existing particle. This is going to be your new particles image. You can change anything on this image. This won't affect mine-imator. So you can paste it over the existing particles and this won't break anything. Next, I want to come here, click this deselect icon and select a different shape. This is it. I'm going to have 2 shapes. You can add more if you want to. So copy it again, paste it over an existing particle. Once you're done, click this little save icon, click OK, and close paint.net. If you open up mine-imator again, what I've did now is I can change the texture. I can change the image that the particle uses. Click this texture, click browse. Open up the textures folder and search for this new particles texture that you made. Open this up and you should be able to have this new particle things. Select the first one, and if this spawns particles, okay, I have the toggle particles in view off, so now I should be able to see them. If I click this spawn, it's gonna summon these cobblestone particles. Click spawn again just so you can see. This is what I've made. What I want to do is now customize this. So the kind sprite, that's okay. Texture, we just change it. Particle, we selected the first shape, it's okay. Frame width and height is okay. Frame end and stop, we already took care of this by clicking on the image, so that's okay. Don't worry about any of this. The animation speed doesn't matter because we only use one image, this first one, this first shape. You don't need to do any of this because there's no animation on it. We should mess with the speed though. The initial X and Y, I'm just guessing like minus 35, 35, minus 35, 35. But for the Y, we're gonna keep it on 0 to 40. So what this did is if I spawn the particles, it just summoned them upwards, and none of the particles are being summoned downwards. That's basically all I did. And now I'm gonna do add Y. I'm gonna put the add Y to like minus 50. If I summon them now, the particles are being dragged downwards, as you see. So we should increase this add Y. Yeah, you see this? This looks like a nice breaking thing, but the animation seems too slow. I'm spawning the particles like crazy right now. The animation is too slow. So I want to increase the speed, let's say 70, minus 70 to 70, all of them, except the Y, of course. Now if I summon this, it's a lot faster. it's still too slow. Let's go for 120, minus 120 to 120. Put all of them like that, except the Y. The Y still has the same values as before. If I summon this is the animation I want. This. Because it looks explosive and fast. I want to adjust this. The particles should disappear after half the second after the spawn. No, not enough, not enough. Less. More? 40? Okay, yeah. 0.4 seconds. I'm just customizing it. You can do this however you want. I want to increase the initial Y to like 50, and I want to decrease the add Y to like -2. Okay, this is it. This is how they're gonna spawn now. But I want them to start fast and then stop. Like, I want them to start slowing down the further away they get. I want that. So, mess with the multiply X and the multiply Z. Put that to 0.7. I'm guessing 0.7. Even more, let's put it to 0.8. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, this looks like a Minecraft breaking animation. And that's it. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with how it looks. Maybe scale them down to about 0.8 or so. Perfect. Now what I'm gonna do up here is I'm going to copy this shape, duplicate it, and simply click the second shape. So now I have two different shapes of particles, but they all do the same thing. So the final thing you should do is add a keyframe to where the block disappears, because once it gets past this, it's gonna summon the particles. So if we play this out, bam, that's it. There is a keyframe at the start of the animation. I want to get rid of that, so I don't want random particles to be spawning. But the final thing, I mean, that doesn't seem like enough particles, so open the editor again and, you know, increase the particle count. Let's say 80 particles, why not? Let's say 100, let's say 100. Oh, that's too much. Let's say 100. Yeah, perfect. This is what we made. This is a nice block breaking animation, if I can say. So let's take a look at it from a different angle. Yeah, nice, bam! And the item starts bouncing around. This is a nice animation. I could say I did a pretty good job. If you liked the tutorial, click the subscribe button or leave a like on the video. Just help me out a bit. I'm trying here. Also, if you want to suggest ideas, join the Discord server! The link is in the description. And once you're there, you should just go to the tutorial suggestions channel and leave your suggestion in there. Simple as that. Anyway, that was it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and good luck with your block breaking things. Stay sharp!